It's thicker up here where they'll walk. You see all this greenbrier honeysuckle? They'll pretty much stay in this when they walk through here. This ain't a bed area, but this will be where they travel through this mess. Say what, bud? Well, they'll either, yeah, got an old rub. You see this thicket makes a strip, and it kind of ends right here, stops. But notice how open it is over there. See, you got a trail there, but look, it's wide open over there on that hill. When you go to the top side of this thicket, see how thick it gets up there? You got an edge. So a buck there, he ain't gonna travel down here. He's gonna be up there,
up in that ridge,
in that thicker stuff. Yes, sir.
Well, you know what's
on that edge.
Off the top,
that's where you see them big tracks every year. They going that way, ain't they? Remember them big tracks we saw?
Up the top of the hill.
Up there. That's why he's walking that top edge.
Yeah, it's too open.
And when he crosses...
Look right there. You're over there and a tree stand, whatever. Yeah. See how open?
You got that area down here that's blocked. It's too open. You ain't got no escape route.
You're going to a trap.
Everything down here indicates the reason they travel high.
Something right over there on that ridge.
Well, there's a lot of hardwoods over there. Now they'll go over early season. That's going to be a really good place to feed.
Get to it.
And if we can find, like way up high on that ridge, if we can find good bedding up there,
sure is clean, right?
It would be a good idea to walk down there where we jumped over them logs.
Yeah.
And maybe cross there and sneak across this open area where the deer don't travel during daylight hours, cut across this deep little gorge, be a little bit of a walk, and we'll get right over there on them acres and kill them deer when they come out of their bed area. Because where they're going to bed, they're going to bed with the wind to their back.
Yeah.
They're going to travel down here to feed, downhill to feed.
That'd be a slow go.
Well, if it ain't a big deer, I ain't going to shoot it. I guarantee you over here, it's going to take a man to get him out.
Yeah. Well.
But I guarantee you we got good deer bedding right up there in that thick stuff.
Yeah.
We'll go look. Yeah, I want to see that. Well, let's go up there and then we'll circle back. We'll follow that deer trail. We'll walk that ridge backwards, back to that.
Your shirt though.
Back to that gap.
Yeah, we'll see if
we'll
gap.
Yeah, do it backwards. Oh, we're still way on the property. We ain't even close to the property line yet. Well, I hunted above here. About 200 yards from here. I'll show you on the way out where I set my stand up. You see over here a lot more of them little circle areas where the deer are feeding on mushrooms.
Did you break that? There ain't nobody been out here to break something like that.
Little buck probably whooped it. But see how this little gap is? You'll catch deer in a little bow like this. You got that thick stuff?
Yeah, we got good cool. I can't see that open now.
This is about as far over as they'll go this direction and feel safe. If they go any further than this right here,
I don't think it would.
They're compromising their safety.
Turn and go that way.
They'll turn and go up, stay in this thick stuff. They'll feed, they'll browse around in here. You got these acorns right here. You got water right there. How about that? You got a water hole right there, up high.
Water. Yeah.
So that'll hold water during the rain. That might be a little spot right there, early season. Got that white oak. I want to walk right over there. I'm going to look, see. I bet you anything.
Tracks all in.
You can see where these deer have been feeding.
Oh yeah.
Even this late in the year.
You know it.
You might still be able to see.
Pine plantation.
Got a beat down trail right here. See, all the deer stay on this side.
Yeah.
All of them stay on this side. Coming through this hardwood edge, hunting acorns, early season. I can just see myself killing a big old buck right here. They still walking this trail this late in the year. Pretty heavy. A lot of deer sign here. That right there might have been where deer laid down once. It ain't really a bad area, but you know, deer are just, when they're feeding, they're comfortable. They'll just lay down. Here's another spot right here. Remember when we were standing over there on that other ridge? I said they'd bed over here on this side.
Yeah.
Cause they got more escape route. Look right there. Hey, and over there behind me where I pointing at. See, they'll lay on a hump like this now. It's right in the edge.
Yeah, I scratched out a little bit. Look at the edge. Pine straw standing up.
Yeah.
I think
They'll lay here. This probably is does. You'll probably find they'll bed spread out like that, you know.
Yeah.
And
feel that air coming out of that hole.
Yeah, you always got a draft coming out of these big deep hollows like this. Early season. I'll tell you something else too. Early season. See that little gap right there? It's like almost, some people call it a saddle. It's not really a saddle.
Yeah.
But
well, that's what you call it in the military. So
yeah, it's not really a saddle. But they'll use, them buck deer use that thing going up and down this big deep hollow, and they'll bed just off the edge of that thing. In the summertime, these big hollows will create a drought. It might be 80, 90, 100 degrees in Alabama.
Keep it cool.
But they gonna bed in this more open stuff where the drought, yeah, they know where that.
I can feel that. That's year round right there.
Yeah.
Bro.
Me and Yvonne went down to Bankhead one time. We camped out in July. It was so hot. And I went up on a little bluff gap, set the tent up right on the ledge, and I put the fly over the edge of that thing so it'd catch that draft. And yeah, she liked it. She said that's better than the air conditioner ever was.
Yeah, I mean it's continuing too.
Yeah,
it ain't let up yet.
Them deer know where this stuff is
5 mile an
at.
hour breeze coming up.
All day long like this. Remember I told you how that gap, well, if you look at it, this trail right here that I'm on is going right dead. Well, it splits left and right here because this, I knock that out of the way and I'll continue using this trail. See that gap right there? They'll come right up that gap.
That's more out.
Right there. You see where the deer been going up and down it.
Yeah, that's more.
Look at that beat down trail right there on the bottom side.
Yeah, there's something going in that head.
This is one of them trails right here where you can catch a buck deer during the rut cruising down on this terrain break here. Some people call this a bench. But this trail is gonna go right around this bench. And it ain't much of a bench.
It sure is. It turns and goes
It's,
upward.
yeah, it's gonna parallel.
There ain't nothing going
They'll split and they'll go up the hill and down the hill right here, and they'll go right around this so-called bench, which ain't much of a bench. But you don't want to push me off the cliff.
Look at there.
See, there's a yeah,
overhang. Look right there at that little trail.
that overhang there.
Ain't that a little going around up under there?
Well,
Yeah.
that's where they going in and out. This is a,
I'm talking about
some
going
people
out
call
to that
this a
overhang.
bluff gap.
I ain't going
It
down
ain't really a bluff. I mean, it's not a cliff,
there. No.
but it's enough of a cliff. If you fall off there,
It'll bang you up.
I mean, it's 50 foot straight down drop. It's enough. If you look down through there, it's a cliff.
Okay, it ain't really that much.
No, it's a cliff. I mean, a deer not gonna go up and down that cliff.
I wonder if there's a little cave in there. Can you see it's inset?
Well, it
Don't get no further.
looks like a little bit of a cave. I'm not gonna fall off. If I do, you coming with me. I'm gonna grab you
Yeah,
and
you
take you
grab
with me.
I might slide down on my butt right there and grab
Right there.
that tree.
See where them deer been going right up in this little bluff gap. Right here would be a good spot to sit.
Look, that tree just wore out.
And what you want to do is, and you actually got a white oak acre tree right here in this little bowl of this bluff gap. If it's dropping acorns, they'll stay right here and feed on these acres till they're
That land don't look
slap
like it's been
full.
reclaimed. I mean, it's got hardwood timber in it.
And they ain't never touched this down
It's
here.
40 years old.
You beautiful little creek
see
down
where
there.
the trail go from there? I guess it curls around somewhere. I guess it's going down.
Well, no, what'll happen, David, right here, what these bucks do in the rut. Remember I told you how they'll maybe cross right there where the rapids are?
Yeah.
Anytime you see or hear rapids, them deer can hear those rapids. They know it's shallow right there, and they'll run these bottoms chasing these does, or they'll cross.
Park down there.
You got a big ridge over there, and it drops down into this bottom. You got a big ridge right there, dropping down into this bottom. You got a big ridge right there. It ain't much of a finger ridge, but you see the finger on it, dropping down into this bottom.
That's the only place to get in and out of here, either side.
Amen. You just picked up on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere.
This is where they have, if they want to come up here, they have to come right here to get up here.
So they're crossing right here.
So you got that cliff all the way down through there.
Steep. Yeah, we got these
And on this side, now when you get down there, they can go up and down that end of the ridge, no problem. I'll show you, that down there is going to taper.
Out going through there.
They'll either walk up that finger there, or they'll come right in this gap. If they come in this gap, you got a bow shot. It's dead on bow shot. If they go up that finger ridge on the other side, well, you're gonna have to maybe do an observation set.
Right here's a good spot.
You like this spot, don't you?
Yeah.
You done fell in love with it. You done stole my spot. I see.
I ain't gonna steal.
Nah, you come in here and kill one, but I want you to. That's why we out here scouting.
I bet there's 40 that cross through here.
Well, you
They're totally avoiding that. That's a dead
keep
spot.
all this in mind. You got that finger down there. All them trails got to go up that finger. You got this trail right here going around this gap. You know when they get right there, they're going to bear to the right and head up to the top. You got this gap here. It's going to the top. All these trails are going to the top. If you find something up top where everything's pinched together,
probably right in that
you can be
saddle,
in some
like you said, right
hot
in there.
action.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if nothing else, this will get you in shape going up and down these steep hills.
Well, I get these boot grips. I got these slick cowboy boots on. Boots like that out here.
I want to go to this finger, because when you get to the top of this finger, yeah, all these trails, we've done crossed 4 trails going up this hill, and they're all paralleling.
Does this taper off anywhere, I wonder? I wonder right on the other side if it tapers a little bit.
That's where I want to go. I want to go over yonder and see if they're coming up that.
All these cattle trail right over that knob.
But the reason all these trails is probably here is because all these acorns. They're probably feeding on these acorns early season.
Yeah. I mean,
and these bucks, they know that.
Well, you ain't seen them but hardwood leaves down there. They got a good.
Well, look, if you pay attention though.
Man, it's a protected bottom. Whoever.
There's not that many good acorn trees down there. They're all up here on this hillside.
Well,
you got white oak, red oak, white oak, white oak behind us, all the way around.
Hickory, right yonder.
You got a beech tree. You got
yeah, that's a beech tree right there. There's a hickory to the left.
But the deer, when they're feeding in daylight hours, they're gonna stay on this hillside.
Red oak right there, on the other side. That's a hickory. That's a shagbark hickory, I believe.
I think that's a white oak.
No, that's a white oak.
It is a white oak.
Yeah, it is. The bottom down here, it'd be shagged all the way down.
Oh.
That's a white oak.
Deer feed all down in there in the night, in that bottom.
You don't think they'd hit it early in the morning?
Well, they'll come from down there.
You think so?
If you're up here and you catch the deer coming around the side of this hill,
might be bedding up here and going down there.
They're gonna be bedding up higher behind us in that thick stuff.
That's what I'm talking about up there. Yeah.
Of course, early season, these deer bed right here.
It'd be impossible.
They'll lay down right here under a tree. A buck deer, he has a good hard food source, you know, white oak acre tree dropping, red oak, it don't matter whatever he wants to eat. I've seen them, bachelor groups of bucks, they'll lay down under the tree itself.
Everything down there. Hey, sit on that.
This is a little bit rougher over here than I thought it would be.
I thought it was going to taper out a little bit, but it don't, man. It's
Well,
point.
There's
It goes that way and curls up in this draw, don't it?
There's a spot. See, the deer gonna travel above this, all this rock stuff,
Yeah,
most likely.
Good trail right there.
Yeah. So there's a spot that I hunt where I come in the bottom, and I'll climb up a rock gorge like this. It's hard to get up it, but when I get to the top of it,
You have to be light, carry stuff light.
that's where I see the big ones, right at the very top of that thing, because they walk around. That's why that big track's right there. It's an old track. But do you see that big track I pointed at? Yeah, it's a big track right there. It don't look like much of a trail, but this is where he's been walking, right through all this mess. Been cutting right through here. This is what I wanted to see. This is going to be,
That little berm right above it.
this is going, somewhere in here is going to be a good trail for a buck to
That
travel.
little berm right there. On one,
Yeah,
that's what I was looking
it
at.
might be an old log road right
It
there
might be. That's what it looks like.
from years back.
It'd be easy walking right through there. He'd still in good cover.
He's going to walk this right here. It's quiet, pine straw. He can walk through here during daylight hours, stay hid. This trail's, yeah, this trail's pretty beat down too. If it don't open up on top, if it stays thick, I'm scared it's probably gonna open up when we get up there.
It looks like it's open right there to the left. I see a lot of sun.
This could be a good spot if it is. We'll find out. We're heading that way now. You wouldn't think you'd have water all the way up on top of this hill like this, but that's a good little, pretty good little deal right here. You could walk this ditch and just about look and see where they cross this ditch. And everywhere, oh, you could sneak in here easy using this ditch. These trees ain't big enough to put a stand in, so that's another reason they probably walk this. I know you can't set up on them. Well, that pretty much answered my question on this side. They deer ain't bed, they not bedding over here, but they are gonna travel through here, hot and heavy. And when they do, they can pretty much travel through here anywhere.
Shallow or whatever.
Yeah, we're not far from the property line right here. As thick as this is right here with all this honeysuckle greenbrier, you can see in here, there's not hardly a leaf left on any of these trees. You see any hair in that bed?
No, I don't see that. I don't see no people in that.
There's something been laying up underneath that mess.
There's something.
Over to the side, there's deer beds in here. Or over there's a deer bed. Come in here and fertilize this and you'll have...
It's like trunked out, like something got in here and trunked a lot. They pawed dirt up and stuff, they dirt.
There ain't no telling. It might be some critters laying under there of some kind.
I don't know.
You might be in a...
Possum. I see no hair sticking nowhere. Bone. I mean, there's plenty of things for hair to catch on. No, I don't see no hair.
Is it matted out flat where something been laying on the ground?
No, it's just like it's troughed out, like a rug kind of. But something been walking around, like a dog does.
Yeah.
It's like something been rooting in here, like an armadillo or something.
Well, look at all the browse marks in here.
Yeah,
Every leaf in here has been nipped off. Every briar's been nipped off. It's just nothing but browse. And if you come in here with 300-pound triple 13 and light this stuff up, it'd be better than any green field you ever saw. That's a pretty good bed right over there. Oh, so that's some big deer droppings there. They not real fresh.
Yeah,
Get that stuff out of the way. It's pretty big deer droppings there, so that's what you look for. This is almost every time, without exception, when deer bed in a spot like this, they got two things. They got the bed areas got creating security. You're up on this hump. Drops off, yeah. And you got food. I mean,
right here. It's right here.
When they get up, they ain't got to go nowhere.
No, sit right here and eat.
They sit right here and eat all day long. Lay back down. And I'm gonna fertilize this right here.
What they've been doing. I mean,
I'm gonna bring about 300 pounds of fertilizer in here. I'm gonna fertilize this whole hilltop. I'm gonna light this place up. Next year, you're gonna have a lot of deer feeding right here. Gonna be better than the green field for sure. You got little deer beds all in it. You have bucks and does work area like this, and every few steps you'll find a little hole, matted out areas in here where they'll just come in here, lay down, feed, eat, make themselves at home. Literally everywhere you walk in here is punch marks where deer have been walking and feeding and browsing. This whole area. I like this spot. I may waypoint this. We got to nickname it. We'll nickname it Triple 13. When you come in an area like this and all you see is punch down marks, you see old deer droppings, fresh deer droppings, fresher deer droppings. If you pay attention, it's everywhere in here. They'll feed on a place like this during daylight. Where do you think they're coming from to feed here? You think they're coming out of that big bottom, working their way up through here? They can come in from any direction to this spot, any direction.
I ain't really seen any track on the sign.
I think the majority of them is going to come in from around that side, because that was the biggest main trail going around that bottom end of the ditch.
Top of that right away.
I think majority of the deer will come
right over there, ain't it?
Straight up. Yeah, it's right over there. Straight up this hill. Well, all them trails are going up this. You know, you mentioned one right over here. You said that's a good trail right there.
Yeah.
That trail's gonna come right up this finger, and then them trails over there, it's gonna come around this side. So, if the wind is right.
Thing is, I don't know how you come in and get in here to try to hunt.
Well,
I mean, it'd be
I'd
tough sledding to come in.
I'd go straight, dead straight in between. You got the trails over here. You got trails high. You ain't got nothing really between here and there.
Kind of loops in.
I would just make a straight beeline, as straight as I could, straight to this spot. If a deer crossed my trail, so be it.
On the periphery.
It'd be awesome if we could come in from that side.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could come in from that side or not there.
I'm like you, I'd rather try to come.
I'm gonna waypoint this and mark my wind directions.
Armadillo.
You don't think that's a coyote den? It's big enough to be a coyote den.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wonder how far down in there it goes. Reach your arm down there and see if something grabs hold of it.
Stick one of these sticks down in there and it'll
You look at these trees in here, and you're gonna have to probably in this corner right here be the best place to set up one of these trees where you got a lot of shade This
I'm
deer,
looking at that tree right there.
yeah. All these deer, the main deer trail's coming right here, going into that. When they J-hook into their bed area,
You can get a shot.
you'll be on the downwind side of them right here.
Trail going, you can get a shot.
That looks like a good pine right there.
Yeah.
I just set right up in there. You'd have just enough, all these other pines create enough cover. You got,
get on up there, you'll be
Yep.
in good shape.
I think so. People say this is too thick for a deer.
Early season, boys, would be thick. You won't
These deer, they plow this deer bed right here. They plow these little tunnels like this in and around this mess, and this is where they live. He come right out of here, and you got all these trails. They split. They go 40 different directions, you know. And you'll each one of these little pine areas like that, you'll find there'd be deer bedding over there, in and around them pine trees over there. Oh, it's a lot of beat down trails in here. Crazy, ain't it? How these deer just...
Look down there to the right.
Yeah, that's a beat down trail. When you can walk it clean, you know the deer using it heavy. Now how you gonna hunt a place like this?
You have to be over there in the pine.
Yeah. You know, when you got this main trail right here, in all honesty, it would be tough. You'd have to get the wind perfect.
Yeah, I mean, look at all that.
But you could bury right up in there. Right up in there. You got all that trash to your back.
Well, boy, it's gonna be a 5-yard shot.
10 tops.
Yeah, what's all that? There's something over
10-yard top. And you just have to sit on a little stool right here with your bow and arrow.
in there right next to that brush pile.
Hey, there may be a bed over there. Might not be a good place to sit because of the bedding. Even over here might be better because all these trails gonna come right here. I've killed deer and stuff like this.
I wonder what's right over.
You believe that?
Yeah, you told me. You just sit down.
I've made 5-yard shots on deer and stuff like this. When they come through here,
They surprised us.
they think they're safe, buddy. You got the wind in your face. These deer come through here like they ain't got a care in the world. Until that arrow goes through them.
Sit right in there.
Because I've only got to make a 20-yard trail through there.
Yeah, it looks like the trail continues right on.
But when you make a trail through that stuff like this now,
yeah.
If you make a straight trail, the deer start using
They'll
it.
use it.
You've got to make a zigzag trail so the deer won't really use it. You got to come in, make a 90-degree turn, come around that bush, make a 90-degree turn, come in. You might have to walk 20 yards to get 10.
I got it.
But if you do that, the deer won't use the trail.
Discourage them.
And you can sit right there and shoot into this opening right here.
I mean, look right over there.
I like this spot. You have to crawl through this stuff. See, he comes out of that bed area. This is his trail coming out. That's a decent sized tree right there, Rug. This will be his trail coming out and going in right here. Watch these saplings, don't let them eat you up. That's a pretty good size rub there. He's gonna skirt the edge of this. I think, you know, where I think he's bedding on the other side. That finger. I don't even need to cut a trail over there to it, I don't think. If I cut a trail over there to it, I'm just going to screw up. I'm gonna hunt this side first. I knew they'd have to be a big buck here because nobody hunts here. They're gonna be a mature buck hunting, working this edge right here. Dude, I can drop right here. I could drop right here early season to kill this thing. What do you think? You like this?
Yeah.
How about that for a quick, short scout trip?
Yeah, that's a pretty good little straight back
I'm gonna kill him right here. He got all the trees tore up in here.
there. Got them all marked right there.
Yep, this is going in and out of his bed area right here.
Look at that.
Now this is the first time I ever looked at this spot. I saw it on the map. It jumped out at me on the map.
Boy, it's steep down there.
But you that right there, that's perfect buck bed habitat. It's right on the edge. Right on the edge of this show enough steep draw. I guarantee you this is a good spot to hunt right here. He's probably using this gap to get up and down out of that big deep bottom.
Do what?
I said he might be using this gap right here to get in and out. I see a trail going around the side. We're gonna follow it for a little
I
ways.
don't see nothing here. Oh, looks like antler marks.
You see this trail you on right here?
Yeah.
Right, well, I think you may have stepped on track. If you dig it, if you pull them leaves back and look on that trail,
Right there.
there's a giant set of tracks walking this trail. You got to pull the leaves back to see it. Just pay close attention to it. Yeah, that trail there is going down the hill. They gonna be a bed out here on the end of this ridge. He gonna be right out here on the end. Let's go get him up out of his bed. Come down here, you can see how big his tracks are down here. That's almost as wide as my hand. But it is as wide as my hand. He's a big one. Remember when I was telling you about? Yep.
You think it's right out here?
Yep.
Ain't no good place. There's a bunch of feet out right over there on the edge.
It's gonna be right over there.